So this is how the login was before, and it takes you to the dashboard, and then you go to My Profile, and then you see the user info, and then you can go edit it. And I decided that was not the most efficient way or the best user interface. So here's the new method. From the login page, it takes you to the dashboard, and the dashboard shows you a preview of what your card's going to look like. And it has the share your link. If you click it, it opens up in a new tab, and there it shows it to you. And here it shows you your visits. And here you can update the card. And that we have shown in previous videos on how to do the priority changing. Look, I'll put WizBits at the top. I'll put YouTube at the top. Then when we save, it goes back to the dashboard. And you see WizBits is at the top, and you see YouTube is at the top. So let me show you the code in case you were following along on our previous build in Publix on how this was done. So first off, you start off on the index page, and we're using Wizard's Toolkit. And at the bottom of the index page, you see that it is using this for the HTML template. So that is in the WTK HTML folder, SPA, and here we have the template. Now what I wanted to do is I wanted to use the dashboard as where everything important is. Okay, here's the dashboard with an ID of dashboard. It's originally hidden because you haven't logged in yet, and upon logging in it unhides it. And here we have a my card div that I created and a my stats div, which are filled by PHP pages whenever you go back to the dashboard. And there's also widget capability, which we're not utilizing for this particular app. So let's look at the JavaScript. We do a look for dashboard. It is pushing you to the dashboard upon login. During the WTK login, it verifies user credentials with their email and their password. And you can have it act differently depending on which app they're logging into, which you can set up in the site variable as a hidden variable. And so you can have different actions based on what that hidden variable is. And I've used this for other websites and for other clients based on security level. It will tell them wrong app, pushes them to the wrong app div. Wrong app. It appears you logged into the wrong app. But we were looking for dashboard. There's a go home function, and that will transition you to the dashboard, and the dashboard does get dashboard counts. This will fix the side navigation. And here it says if it's using the admin, then use the widgets, and the widgets show the DevOps and marketing widgets. If it's the main public site, then it does an ajaxFillDiv, and it calls the card file. It passes dashboard as the parameter, and it fills the my card div that we saw. And then it does it again for retrieving the stats, passing the dashboard, and filling the my stats div. Now the dashboard, if we look at this, say second parameter is that, and that gets sent as P for parameter. Range is an optional parameter, and you can pass additional parameters there. And the third one is the div, and the div we can see gets filled with the response from whichever page you called, and it always appends the .php. So since it's appending the .php, we can look in on our card.php, and I made some enhancements to that. I added the from with parameter p, and then based on that, if it receives the dashboard parameter, then it adds the share your public quick link, which we see right here, and it's passing in the ID and the Glow web-based URL. The reason I use that instead of KwikLink.me is because this is going to be a public repository. Anybody can download it, and this way in their WTK server info, which is right here, they can assign this Glow web-based URL, and that will pre-populate every place so that it links to the proper website. And then it's doing the PGC main, which is the card main HTM, which is loaded here. And if the dashboard is not passed, then it collects the card frame and then it shoves the card main into the frame. Originally, if you were watching one of the previous videos, you would have seen I had a card HTM. Well, I broke it into a card frame and a card main. The card frame has basically everything except for this one section, and this one section is the actual card main. Here's the card main, and that we just fill with all the values from the database. And this right here, you're seeing as this right here, filled with data. Because if we go back to the card, you see that it pulls in all this information from the database, and then it fills it by doing a replace on the tokens. It's got a little bit of fancy logic for if there's no photo, then do one thing, versus if there is a photo, make the format a little bit different using card image, which is based on materialized CSS, which you can easily change to Bootstrap or React or anything else you want to use. And then it fills this with background info. The background image if they chose that. Alright. And that's what gets you all of this. And then a person could give out this link, and I'm going to open up a private window and go to that link. Oh, that would work, except for I'm doing this on my local environment. So let's go back to the, alright, in our private browser. And now I also did some minor enhancements to make it have responsive design, so it looks good on a phone. So we'll just change it to some phone at random, let it refresh, and you can see that it does look really nice. Let me show you some of the code that I did for that. If I do a search by phone, you'll see we have Glow device type. You'll see that Glow device type is set in the core, and that's using mobile detect to determine whether you're on a phone, a tablet, or a computer. There's actually a lot of very cool things in mobiledetect.php that will help you determine other things as well, such as type of phone or type of tablet or type of operating system. You get a lot of really valuable information out of Mobile Detect. For this particular app, I'm only using is this a phone, and if so, I modify a few things, like I add class my background here to the body instead of where it was on the card, and I change some of the styles, which we find if we look right here. It changes this to this, which makes it look better. In fact, I'll show you what it looks like if we don't have that. Not horrible, but you see we can, this is how it looked before I did that minor modification. So by adding a little if glow device type equals phone, you can make custom modifications very easily to make it look perfect on a phone. Alright, in one of our next videos we're going to be uploading everything to the website so we can all see this in action. Subscribe for more on the business of programming.